Good morning, students. Welcome to part 3 of Inside Our Earth. Today we will move on to rock and minerals segment. Okay, but in our previous video we got enough conclusion point about igneous rock. So in this video we will get into the sedimentary rock portion. Okay, so have a look. In our previous video, we knew how igneous rocks originated from the volcanic area and how it's kind of solidified through different process, exterior part of the earth and inside of the earth. And we already knew how it's created and how we kind of referred by its name, like intrusive and extrusive rocks as per name, and we already knew some features of igneous rock. Today in this video we will move on to the sedimentary rock portion and also its features. So have a look, student. In this portion we know that weathering and erosion are two processes by which the rocks are broken down. These broken pieces are carried to different places by various agents like rain, water, wind, plants and animals. These broken pieces called sediments get settled in the lowland, river and ocean beds. These sediments form layer after layers and over a period of time get compressed due to the pressure and exerted by the overlying layers. These rocks that are formed due to compressions and called sedimentary rocks. So if we talk about the sedimentation process, or we just call what is basically the weathering process. Because of weathering, we have noticed that some external forces like rain, water, wind, okay, and somehow the plants and also the animal community, by that type of agents help rock gets fractured. Okay, so for this cause, the compression due to the pressure of exerted overlying layers created like this. You can see the overlying layers like that layer 1, 2, 3, right? 3 layers here created, right? So in that sense, we can say that pressure exerted by overlying layers, these rocks that are formed due to compressions, yes, called sedimentary rocks. They are most widespread rocks, cover almost 75% of the total earth surface. An example of these rocks are sandstone, salt, coal. Some features, or if we call some characteristics of sedimentary rocks. What are these? Like these rocks are soft compared to the igneous rocks. Why? Because it have some compressed layers. Okay, we already discussed a few seconds ago. These rocks are uniformly arranged in a horizontal layers above each other. Yes, if we talk about the layers, then yes, it's horizontal layers. This layer represents the horizontal section, right? Okay. Now, number 3, these rocks are found under water bodies and have mark of webs, mud cracks on them. Yes, because we all knew that how the sedimentation procedures get created by the various agents like rain, water, wind, plants through the process of weathering. Okay, so basically its effect to in the under marine surface also. So waves and mud cracks on them. Number 4, Remains of plants and animals called fossils are also present in these rocks. Yes, in between these horizontal layers, if any animals get stuck in that portion, they, after years and years back, they turn themselves as a fossils, right? Clear? Now if we talk about the metamorphic rock, how it's originated, right? These rocks were either igneous or sedimentary but changed due to the extreme heat or pressure. Heat and pressure change these properties of the rock such as color, texture, hardness. Takes 100 years for these rocks to form. Example of these rocks is limestone. Example of this rock is limestone, right? Change into marble and sandstones. Like if we talk about the metamorphic procedures, then we will know that in that portion, the rocks, which is basically the igneous and sedimentary, due to the extreme pressure of earth inside portion, the rock characteristics or physical properties getting changed as per their color, pressure, heat. Okay, for example, if we talk about the limestone, it will change marble and sandstone, changes into also quartz, right? What is the characteristics of metamorphic rock or some features? They do not erode easily. They are weather resistant. Yes, they are basically the hard rock. They do not easily erode. Number two, they are found on the earth's surface when movement inside earth brings them up. Okay, in our previous video, you already have some knowledge about the three types of movement. So that type of movements talk about in itself. They are found on the earth's surface when movement inside the earth, like plate tectonic movement, brings them up. Whenever the plate tectonic movements happen, okay, suppose it is transfer plate movement, convergent plate movement, and also the divergent plate movement. That type of plate movements through these types of inside rock of what brings them up. Okay. Now if we talk about rock cycle. Now what is basically rock cycle? The changes of one type of rock into another type under certain conditions, a cyclic manner, is known as rock cycle. The rock cycle has been going on ever since rocks were formed. It has no beginning or end. The following steps will help you understand rock cycle in a better way. Okay? Just have a look. We know that when a molten magma cools it, solidifies and forms igneous rock. And second, when subjected to the cold wind, snow and heat, this igneous rock break down into smaller pieces, which later form sedimentary rocks. When these igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to immense heat and pressure, they changes into metamorphic rock. And so on the diagram represent itself. Further, the metamorphic rock which still remain under high pressure and temperature changes into magma, and again the whole cycle repeats. Again, if I am talking this thing in a better diagrammic mode, because in that segment you will understand through by its text portion. But if we talk about in some natural or simple way, then we have to look some of our extra content, right? Just have a look. What will you see in there is, first is igneous rocks. First one is magma, right? This represent magma. We all know that inside of our earth, in asthenospheric chamber, we have the viscous layer of magma, right? So when the magma erupt, okay, through the volcano or the process of volcanism, whenever it's kind of creating rock outside of the volcano or the exterior part of the volcano, we getting into know that is extrusive rock, right? Or which we call basically the main type igneous rock, right? So due to the weathering and igneous rock basically cool down, okay, get compacted and create layers and crystalline composition. After that, due to the weather agents like air, rain, windstorm, or you can say, and also if we talk about some other agents like plant and animals, like if we talk about then flora and fauna, these types of agents basically doing the weathering portion. Now what basically weathering is? When the rocks due to these types of agents get fractured but don't have the capability to wash away from their origin place, okay, get fractured but still their main position, okay, it is called weathering. Due to the weathering, when the winds blow, it's also get erode, right? So erosion happens and it's create dust, or we can say in a geographically manner sediments, right? We can say sediments, right? And whenever we notice that due to the process of sedimentation, like the erosion happens and for the blowing of the wind from another region, sediments are coming one region to the another region, and just one step to above that, another step and third step, fourth step, again and again happen, and these types of things create kind of compaction, okay, solidifications, compaction and cementation, or we can say solidification, and it's turned into the sedimentary rock, right? Sedimentary rock. Again the same procedure happen with the same of agents, weathering and erosion, right? Weathering and erosion again happen. What kind of agents we have? Like wind, rainfall, storm, and for flora and fauna community. Due to these types of agents, that type of rocks again get fractured, okay, and fractured during the heat and pressure. During some heat and pressure, right? We all know that in a previous section in a few minutes ago that igneous rock and also the sedimentary rock change their physical composition due to the under of pressure and temperature. As it is pressure and temperature, it's turn itself in a metamorphic rock, right? In a metamorphic rock. Then we already knew that when the process of metamorphism happen, the color and the physical components getting changed of the sedimentary and so on the igneous rock, right? So same thing happen, and this type of metamorphic rock, whenever due to the earth movement procedure, when it's getting depth to the asthenospheric zone, it's get melted by the heat and creating again magma, right? And again magma erupt through the volcanic procedure and creating again through the cooling procedure the igneous rock, and so on the cyclic chain happens again. This is we call the rock cycle. Clear? This total thing we call the rock cycle. Clear? If we just go through some distinguished part about the igneous rocks and the sedimentary rock, then what will we found? I think you have idea what basically the rock cycle is. If we talk about the igneous, the distinguish or the differentiation, right? Difference between igneous and sedimentary rock. What actually it is? What characteristics these two have? Have a look. Igneous rock are the hardest rocks available. They are formed by cooling and solidification of lava. Okay, now basically students, some of you are getting confused what is lava and what is magma. Now what is magma? When it's in the asthenospheric layer, okay, in the interior of the earth portion, when it's kind of floating in an asthenospheric chamber, then it's viscous semi-solid portion, then we will call it as magma. When it's erupt from a volcano through the asthenospheric magma chamber, then we will call it as lava. When it's a part of an exterior of earth, then we call it as lava. When it's a part of interior of the viscous layer, okay, then we call it as magma. Clear? Now sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of sediments layer by layer. Yes, in a previous few minutes ago, we already knew that they have some horizontal layers, right? These rocks are hard and compact. These rocks do not form layers. These rocks are soft. Basically, sedimentary rocks are soft. Igneous rocks do not form layers, okay? Sedimentary rock forms layers. Igneous rock have crystallization procedure because this creating from a magma directly. These rocks do not have any crystallization or crystals. These rocks do not contain fossil because whenever it's come to the from the hottest magma to cool down procedures, then no animal and no kind of plants community supposed to just getting imprinted. They get burned. Okay, this rock contains fossils, rich coal and petroleum deposits. For example of igneous rocks are granite basically, and examples of sedimentary rocks are sandstone, clay and limestone. So this is the total segment of the inside of the earth portions, right? In this segments we will just learn few things better, like interior of the earth segments and also the tectonic plate segment and also the rocks and mineral portion, right? So today that's enough for you all guys. I will see you soon in the next session and with the next new video. Okay, till then, see you soon. Thank you.